Astronomic offers a lot of different things to many different buckets of clients, but I think the genesis of it is really to serve the startup community.
How you guys are implementing the AI.
For sure. I mean, AI is certainly a factor. We're obsessed with data and acquiring new data, enriching our current database.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Interior Public Podcast. This is a show where we talk about leadership, presence, and the inner architecture of influence in the modern world. I'm your host, Mary Diaz, and today we are joined by Brendan Hayes, who is the head of growth at Astronomic. I'm so excited to have you here with me today. Brendan, why don't you take it away? Let us know a little bit about who you are and what your job is like at Astronomic these days.
Thanks so much for having me. Yeah, so as the head of growth, I lead all things go-to-market and strategic partnerships, and oftentimes will jump in to help individual clients as they work with us as well. So Astronomic is basically an all-in-one platform to help entrepreneurs build, grow, scale, and sell their companies. So you can think of us like Upwork meets AngelList, with the caveat being that our community is only comprised of people who are pre-vetted. So we have a process to screen folks before we allow them into our ecosystem. And we think that provides a really valuable service to our clients and community members.
What's your favorite part about your job?
Definitely the people that I get to meet every day. So we offer digital services, but we also host a lot of in-person events with everyone from growth stage tech founders to venture capital funds and even Fortune 500 executives. And so through our events, a lot of people will hear about us or experience what we do and reach out to us for help, the various things that we provide. And so every day I get to talk with incredible founders and fund managers and corporate leaders all over the country.
What are the problems that you're helping founders solve?
Yeah, absolutely. So oftentimes it's building and growth. So that might be support with tech development or marketing or business development. And finally, the biggest problem that we probably solve the most often is fundraising. And so we help connect founders with investors when they're raising capital, or fund managers, so a general partner with limited partners. And we've been very successful with that part of the business and find that that's a huge gap for a lot of operators out there.
Tell me how much of the work of Astronomic is about these events, and then tell me more about what they do.
Yeah, I'd say right now we're probably 50-50 between technology and digital services and in-person events, but our platform actually enables us to host these events very effectively. We have great data tech and marketing tech that we've built internally in order to curate the right audiences for our clients that are hosting physical events. And so that's been really effective. And we have a couple different event types that we do. Primarily, we're hosting a lot of fundraising dinners, which is very similar to what you may have heard about political fundraisers doing, where we curate a very selective group of investors that are relevant to the investment opportunity on behalf of our client and get everyone in a room together to explore that opportunity. We host these events primarily in private luxury homes. So we find that's a really nice space to allow people to gather and have a high quality experience. And we'll often bring a private chef with us, and we always make sure that the food is great and people just generally have a good experience at our events. We often get feedback that people are making not only business connections, but friendships and other offline relationships when they come to these things. And so we're very proud of what we're able to curate and create in pretty much every major city across the US 2 or 3 times a week at this. We have a lot of powerful technology through our platform that allows us to understand what people need and who they need to meet. And we use that to connect them in the physical world, which I think is a big thing that's missing in a lot of people's lives right now. And when you're undertaking a new business venture, whether it's from a business development perspective or especially from an investment perspective, I think people place a lot of value in having face time and getting to know the people that they're going into business with. And so we're again just really proud of being able to provide a service that people seem to really enjoy. Yeah, so investor events are going really well. We have so much demand for that, and we're so grateful for it. And also our business development events, which are sometimes similar in size to investor events at 10 to 30 guests, but oftentimes are customized for Fortune 500s or other large corporations and can sometimes be as many as 200 people. We're having great success across all of our events right now. And I would also say on the build and go to market side, as we call it, we have a couple clients that are launching new software applications into the market, primarily in B2B side, but also some B2C as well. And it's really fun to help a skilled founder go from 0 to 1 and get their product to market, drive users. And I think there's a few of them that will probably be pretty well known over the coming months and years as we help them launch.
What are the biggest obstacles right now?
Yeah, such a great question. I think we're very selective about how we curate events. And every time we do one, we're learning more about how to operationalize that better and, quite frankly, make the process easier on our own selves.
Right.
Sometimes we can be our own worst enemy in our work ethic can be overwhelming, and I think we're just getting better every week at systematizing and operationalizing things. So that's always a challenge because when you work with high profile clients and deliver this very curated service, there's always another detail that you could tackle or refine. And so that's something that we're working on right now, is just getting the right people on our team in the right swim lanes and letting them execute and standardizing those procedures so that us on the leadership team aren't always diving in and micromanaging things.
How you guys are implementing the AI.
For sure. I mean, AI is certainly a factor. We're obsessed with data and acquiring new data, enriching our current database, and using AI for both of those things, as well as personalization and matching folks with one another so that we're putting the right people in the right room. And another thing that is really impactful for us right now is just through our expansion, hiring great people who are really specialized. And, as the company matures, I think we're going right now from that phase where having a lot of generalists was really helpful, but now we're able to hire more specialists who can focus on, one function and master that function. And so I'm really excited about what's happening both on the tech side and the people side over here. Astronomic offers a lot of different things to many different buckets of clients, but I think the genesis of it is really to serve the startup community. And so Chris Beeman, our founder, and myself were both founders previously in our own tech adventures and went through accelerator programs and got a lot of benefit from that. Most accelerator programs are something like 3 months long, give or take. And so you have this very short window where you're getting excellent advisory, assistance, introductions, connections, everything you need to grow your business. And then you're just off to the races on your own. And so what I think Astronomic is really doing at its core is filling a gap in the market for founders that need all of those things in perpetuity, or at least for a much longer period as they look to scale their companies and eventually exit them or IPO. So we're very founder focused and founder friendly. And I think we have our finger on the pulse of what that community needs.
What's the public facing side of the story of Astronomic as it is right now?
Yeah. So our founder, Chris, launched the business a little over 5 years ago. And, he has a great background with digital marketing, but also with events. And so I think those two things have really worked in tandem over the past 5 years as the business has grown. Since I've joined, there's two sides to it. And so we do everything we can with digital marketing and MarTech to identify the right people and outreach to them. But a lot of it just comes through hosting great events, and someone comes there and has a wonderful experience, and they will many times reach out to us and say, hey, I have 2 or 3 people that I think would want to come to the next one, or that would want to host one of these with you. And so, honestly, most of our growth right now is through word of mouth, which is really encouraging for where we're going. And I think has also been really beneficial in that the quality and the caliber of the people that we meet is very consistently high.
Where do you see Astronomic being in 12 months from now?
We certainly have a longer term vision and a roadmap for the company, and that involves expanding our business model. And I might wait to share some of the things that are in the work on the IP front, but we definitely want to keep growing and expanding. And I think we're getting really great at hosting powerful events and providing these digital services in a fast and impactful way. And so people just have a great experience interacting with us. And we use our proprietary platform and a couple other back-end tools that our clients will get to see when they work with us that just make the process really smooth. And so we're focused on scaling right now with the things that we're doing. And then next year, I'm hoping we have a couple more announcements that will be really exciting for fans of the brand.
It sounds like a really exciting place to be in. Is there anything else you want to share?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm so grateful to be in this role because it involves both go-to-market and partnerships development, as well as helping clients, as I mentioned. And so my background, I come from digital marketing and management consulting on the technology side of that industry. And so for me, just being able to work with new clients and work with existing clients just diversifies my day-to-day so much. And it's really great to be in a growth role that allows me to do both. And so every day is new and exciting and interesting. And I would encourage anyone looking for a new career to focus on growth, because I think that type of role is evolving right now, whereas you might have had more specialized people in the past that were solely focused at the leadership level on marketing or sales or partnerships. And what I see is a consolidation of all things growth into these leadership roles that are really exciting and dynamic. And so super happy about what I get to do every day. And that's really interesting. And then from an Astronomic perspective, I think the best thing we have going right now is just that our clients consistently have positive feedback for us. And, I've worked in a lot of roles where the hit rate is 50-50 or sometimes worse. If you're running an agency or even a big consulting firm, you're going to have hits and misses along the way because you're taking on these ambitious projects and maybe not as empowered by a platform or a technology anchor that allows you to operationalize things to run smoothly. And so, even at a really big consulting firm, you'd be surprised how often things are disorganized or, not well planned. And so I think that's what's the most exciting thing about Astronomic is we just have such great systems and platforms that allow us to deliver a consistent experience, even with things like events or marketing engagements that are ambiguous in nature. And we just get such positive feedback and referrals from everyone that we work with for the vast majority of them. And so that's been really fun as well.
My last question I always like to ask people is about your own perspective on leadership.
Yeah, I think leading by example is the most important thing to me. And having been involved with leadership, both as a founder and at large corporates, and now here at Astronomic, I think the best leaders I've always wanted to follow were the people that were demonstrating their acumen and their work ethic and their conscientiousness every single day. And so that's what I've always tried to emulate as I progress further in my career and get more experience is, you can be a great delegator or a sort of classical manager with, a great educational background that understands fundamentals, but if you're not demonstrating it and leaving it all on the field every day, I don't think people will follow that closely. So that's what I try to do. Is it starts at the top with our founder, Chris. I think he just leads the way and sets a great example. And I try to do the same for the rest of our team and for the other folks that are in leadership at my own level. I would say they do the same.
Thank you so much. Will you go ahead and tell us how people can get in touch if they're interested in learning more or connecting with you or Astronomic?
Yeah, just go to astronomic.com. That is not to be confused with Astronomer, which was the company that had the disaster at the Coldplay concert. I've had a few people that we reached out to say, hey, aren't you the Coldplay company? And I've had to say, no, we have nothing to do with them. Just an unfortunate similarity in name. So yeah, astronomic.com, and then find us on LinkedIn as well. We're very active there, and you can see a lot of great content, especially from our events, if you find us on LinkedIn.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brendan. It's been really wonderful. I learned a lot, and I love what you guys are doing. And thank you so much for taking the time to share it with us today.
Likewise, it was great to meet you, and hopefully we can do it again sometime.
Sounds great. All right. Thank you all. And thank you all for tuning in.